The black hole glitch is a beautiful glitch. Not only does it allow us to stack tons of solid items on top of each other or to clone as many Bowsers as we wish for, but it also allows us to completely break the enemy limit of 100 enemies in Super Mario Maker. In this video we are first going to take a look on how to circumvent the enemy limit, and afterwards we will push Mario Maker to its absolute limits and write video gaming history. Mario will jump onto 2064 Goombas at once. So you ready? Let's do this! Okay, so first the glitch. The new setup for the black hole glitch is incredibly simple. All we need to do is to place a bullet blaster on the top half of the screen and extend it to the bottom half. Then put a Thwomp or a big Bowser on top of it, place a big entity of the enemy we want to clone and put any small item on top of the big one. And we're done. Now the fun part. Whenever we place a coin, delete the bullet blaster and undo twice. We duplicate the big enemy. That's the whole trick. But there are a couple of things to keep in mind when using this trick. First, if we build a stage and plan to use way over 100 enemies, we need to plan ahead, because once we started cloning and have more than 100 enemies, we can't add new ones. The best way to handle this is just to put all the enemies we potentially want to use close to the cloning setup, so that we're still able to clone them once we're above the enemy limit. Second, the glitch is completely unpredictable. Sometimes we clone the Bowser instead of the object we want to clone. Sometimes we clone the Bob-omb, and once I actually cloned the bullet blasters. I have no idea why and how this happened. I tried for over an hour to recreate the bullet blaster cloning, but I have no idea what triggered it. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is that the glitch sometimes clones all entities of the enemy we want to clone. So for example, here I want to clone big cannons, but instead of only cloning this cannon, I ended up cloning all cannons I placed so far. We need to permanently check if we cloned all items by accident, because if we cloned all by accident, the editor later or probably sooner completely crashes. So save often and create backups of your stage in case something goes horribly wrong while cloning. Okay, and the third problem with the glitch is that Nintendo deletes such levels immediately after uploading. So with that being said, let's find out how many Goombas we can clone before Mario Maker gives up. So if we want to maximize the maximum amount of Goombas Mario can jump onto at the same time, there are a couple of things we need to keep in mind. Interestingly, the play mode is more stable than the edit mode. I had dozens and dozens of crashes when setting this up, but all crashes were in the editor mode. The play mode can handle much more Goomba than the editor. Because of this, we clone big Goombas instead of small ones. The big Goombas split into two small Goombas once defeated, which allows us to double the amount of Goombas in the play mode. Next, we need to actually clone all the Goombas. And oh my god, that was tedious. As I mentioned before, sometimes the game clones not only the Goomba we want to clone, but all the Goombas. If this happens, while there are hundreds of Goombas in the editor, the Wii U basically transforms into a potato and we need to pull the plug and start again. So I cloned Goombas for about 7 hours and made it through about 20 game crashes before I finally ended up with this setup. This is the maximum Goomba amount my Wii U is able to handle. If we add only one more Goomba tower, the game softlocks once we try to save. One of these Goomba towers is 12 Goombas high, and there are 86 such towers, which means that there are 1032 big Goombas in the game currently. If we now load the game and run at the same speed as the conveyor belts move towards the left, we load all the Goombas in and they end up stacked on top of each other on the left side of the level. Probably pretty crowded there. The game is already pretty laggy, but that's really just the beginning of the lag. The real lag happens once we defeat all these 1032 Goombas and end up with 2064 small Goombas. The game now runs incredibly slow. Since it isn't possible to see how many Goombas there are at this spot at this exact moment, let's quickly take a look at this. If we allow all the Goombas to drop down, then they're in big trouble. Only one Goomba at a time is able to walk away. This makes it possible to actually see how many Goombas there are. We just need some time and patience. A lot of time and patience actually. It takes minutes until all the Goombas walked away. Okay, and now the moment we all waited for. Ladies and gentlemen, let's write video gaming history. Not only is Mario about to defeat more Goombas in a single jump than any video gaming character ever did before, but he will also vaporize the previous record for most 1-ups collected in a single second. He's about to collect over 2000 1-ups at once. what a time to be alive. So Mario is ready. He jumps, he lands, all the Goombas decide to leave the game at once, and Mario is rewarded with thousands of 1-ups. Hooray! Shoutout to Psychro for finding the amazing black hole glitch, and another shoutout to Psychro for finding it once again after it was patched. Thanks for watching this little video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, and maybe you feel especially like 2064 Goombas at once today and want to hit the subscribe button as well. I hope that you have a wonderful day and to see you soon. Goodbye!